Well, hello everyone. You know who this is. This is going to be a short video. I'm going to call it the part 3 of my Vegas Truth video, and kind of going to use this to tie everything together. Let me start by saying, for this old dude, old Vegas is alive and well. It's kind of moved around a little bit. It might be a little bit more difficult to find, but it is alive and well. Interestingly enough, one Vegas streamer, I believe it's Jacob lives in Vegas or something like that. His name is Jacob, a huge channel. And I saw a video of his where he was saying exactly kind of what I've been saying. And apparently the Boyd's properties, like where I stay at, actually have had a 3% increase in visitors. So you're very welcome, Boyd's. Hollywood is doing his part. Now, again, as I say, bring this in to old Vegas. I go to Las Vegas to gamble. Exactly what Vegas was designed and what's been for decades and decades. What do you see when you walk around Las Vegas? You see properties that are always hotel and casino. There's very few that are just hotel, and there are a lot where you'll see are just casino or have very small rooms available. But that's the whole point. I go to Vegas, I go there with a set budget, I divide that into a day, and that money pays for everything, including the gambling. My rooms are comped. I put all my food on my rooms except for what I pay cash for. Let's say if I'm getting coffees or tips, of course, which I only tip in cash, so the servers always get the tip money. I tend to eat in properties like 90% or so in establishments that are affiliated with the property, so I can sign it off to my room. And before I leave, I talk to my casino host. She looks on the computer and sees and wipes off the bill on there as what I've earned. And that's usually, sometimes if I've been a little bit extravagant, there's a little bit left over, but usually it's all wiped out. So that's the free rooms, that's the free booze, that's the free food, just like old Vegas. Now, I am not a rich man. I'm a retired senior on a pension. When I'm talking a budget, I'm not talking thousands of dollars a day that I'm going to play. The actual amounts is my own personal business. I may do a video in the future if anyone's interested on, how I do it. It's not as hard as you think. In fact, I'm looking, I don't want this video to go too long, but it's not going very long now. So let me just give you a little idea. The way the casino business works, and I'm not, I never worked for a casino. This is not, great secrets. It's pretty well known. Long story short, they want you in the casino. They want you playing. Now, especially with player cards, you plug it in, computerized, all the calculations are done very quickly. And depending on your play, you develop a value to the casino. The more that value is, the more they're prepared to comp you back with whatever, rooms and whatever that they're going to give you. It's no different than getting a free hamburger on your McDonald's app for buying McDonald's. It's a rewards program. And what do you do to earn the rewards? You gamble. Now here's the key, what a lot of people don't realize. There's something called, I've heard it called turn, as in turn around, or churn, as in, churn butter, same thing. And basically, that's the repeated playing of money. You place a bet, you win back your bet, you place it again, whatever. You can be churning a lot more money than you end up actually losing. Okay, and that's what they look at. They look at value of money over period played, and that's how they translate their value. Now, it's going to vary from properties to properties. They're saying, but that's the basic formula that all casinos do, and it's no real secret. To put it into a simple perspective, if you take two players, each have a $300 they're going to spend the day in the casino. Player one goes in, makes big bets, loses that $300 in about a half hour, 40 minutes. They're done. That's their budget. They're responsible gamblers. That's it. Player two has the same $300, plays more modestly, and still loses that $300, but loses it over, let's say, a 4-hour period in that day. Which person is more valuable to the casino? Answer is simple. It's the person who played for 4 hours. They want that longevity. It's not a matter of how much you win or how much you lose. you want to. And that's why whatever game you play, make sure you understand it. Make sure you learn any strategies that you should know, and, play with some brains. And obviously, play with money you can afford to lose. There's a lot of sayings about that. I'm going to end with my favorite saying on that. If you can't afford to lose, you can't afford to win. I go with so much money expecting to leave it all in Las Vegas. I usually don't. I always bring something back. Last several trips, that amount varies. It's sometimes more, sometimes less. But that to me is a win. If I'm prepared to lose this much and I only lose half of that much, hey, that's money for the next trip. Anyway, thank you very much for listening. I hope I gave a little bit of insight to there. Vegas has changed. It's done things. But for those of you that like to play, old Vegas is alive and well. Just got to look a little bit to find it. Have a great day. Thank you.